Hello, living in Boulder vlog. It's 5:26 p.m. on December 6th. I didn't do a vlog since the first because what happened was I wanted to do the vlog, but I'd be up until like 3 or 4 in the morning, 5 or whatever, and I just get tired and go to sleep, you know? So I need to get in the habit of doing them earlier. I don't do them earlier because I'm too much because I got into this new thing. Last time I did my video, I 5 days ago, whatever. I was collecting. I was getting all of my pictures of castles all over Europe, the world, and then connecting them from my Flickr to Google Earth, creating Google Earth files. I don't have it linked to my website yet. I'll do that, but And then I had one more country. I had England. But I had to start England from scratch. I didn't have any pictures on Flickr, so I went and I collected. It was 420 pictures. And I went to upload them, but 5 of them, I only got 415 up because the first 5, it was like they timed out, and instead of hitting try again, I just skipped them. I wasn't thinking. And I don't know which ones those are, but whatever. And it took forever to upload because I downloaded the big version off of Wikipedia. And so it was all day to upload. So I got going on a new project, which was Google Earthing Rome, and then they uploaded, and so now what I have to do is do the same thing with those other ones. Go in one by one and name it and then connect it on the Flickr with the Wikipedia and create the file on Google Earth. I have a head start on 100 or something of them because I found another KMZ file of castles in England, but that's that would have been a few days, and I was burning out on that project. So, and so I started working on Google Earthing Rome, and so now I'm doing that, and I don't want to go back to the castles because it's just too tedious, and I can do that later. And I remember that I have to do England. I even had it up on my tab on the internet for a few days, but I was going to go back to it or something. But so now I'm hooked on Google Earthing Rome. Right now I'm doing roads throughout the whole city. I'm doing everything within the Aurelian Wall. So everything within the Aurelian Wall, that's 750,000 people. Rome had 1 million people, but that was at its height, and that was when it took about, 25% of it was outside of the Aurelian Wall. One day I would like to finish Rome, do everything outside of the Aurelian Wall with 1 million people, but yeah, I'm just doing anything inside the Aurelian Wall now, so I'm saying 750,000 people. It's about the same size as Boulder, so that's cool. Then I can do Boulder after. So I'm doing roads. I decided I wanted to go ahead and do an exact replica of Rome, because I got on Wikipedia, I typed insula, which means apartment building in Rome, and it said on there, on the Wikipedia article, that in the 200s, so that's when the Aurelian Wall was made, 271 to 75. And my map that I'm taking it off of, the Severian map, was from 211. And it said in the late 200s, so I guess when they made the Aurelian Wall, there were 42 to 46,000 apartment buildings in Rome. So I'll just say 45,000 apartment buildings, and then there were 1,790 domus, which means house. So I'm going into. I divided up into 14 regions of Rome, the Augustan regions that Augustus made, and then getting 750,000 people, and then just by site, just going, okay, how many people per here based on how much area for apartment buildings there was, and. Yeah, so I figured it out, how many people per area, and then I found the area on the lower right-hand side. I think it's Area 4, Region 4, I don't remember the name of it, but the Tiburtine Gate, but it has 105,000 people, I think is what I set it at. And so basically what I'm going in is I'm going in and I'm just looking at the buildings, and I'm using X-ray vision, and I'm just looking at how it looked 2,000 years ago, just like the original buildings, picking them out, tracing them. And I think what I'm gonna do is, because I did it by population, it was 6,300 buildings. I'm actually going to trace I'm basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to recreate Rome exactly how it was. I'm going to have exactly 45,000 apartment buildings and 1,790 houses on there, counted out, because you know how many there were. So it'll be literally an exact replica of Rome. So that, of course, it'll take a fucking load of time to trace all of those apartment buildings and houses. But, you know, you can just do it fast. At the beginning, I was actually writing how many square meters each house was, and even writing square meters, like typing it out. But now I'm just going in, just, and then, so yeah, I'm just doing the first region 4, 105,000 people. Do it right with all the buildings. I just trace out all the blocks, and then I'll calculate how many buildings I need per block, and then try to do that many buildings per blocks per building, buildings per block. And if, you know, on the ones that I've already done, if I need to add buildings, instead of redo, you just make ones on top of, like, a little bit of it, and then just of one that's already there, and then you just make it taller. And I'll even have them color coded, 1 through 5 colors, just like on my website. First story, you know, pink. Fifth story, green. Because I'm going to calculate also the density. You know, you look at it; it's like what, 3.5 meters by 4 meters is the apartment building, a single person apartment building in Rome, and you just calculate it. Attach that as a person, and then so if you have to add extra floors, you have the floors mathematically, so you can explain exactly where each of the 750,000 people are and how they fit there. And so, but yeah, I went through for like a couple of days, a day and a half, creating those buildings, and then I just burnt out. I mean, that's crazy tedious. So I decided to go ahead and just build the roads. So that's what I've been doing yesterday and today. I didn't really work that much. I barely worked today, even though it's late, because I got up kind of late, and then my mom called me, wanted me to go over there and shampoo her house, and then I hung out, you know, longer and stuff. So it was, but I was fed. But oh yeah, plus I got $15. But anyway, come back here. So yeah, yesterday and today working on the roads. So I'm gonna just finish the roads today, and then I'll start tracing buildings again and try to finish that, and then I'll know how many days it takes to trace all the buildings on that area. So I'll be able to calculate how long it'll take to trace all the buildings in the city, and if I deem it worthy, then I'll go ahead and do it. If I think that's nuts, then I'll just do it. I'll just trace it by the blocks. But why not just do it right? You know, I mean, if I do it right, I can just call it good. And it could be a long time until somebody else does it right. Somebody back in 2008, it's called Rome Reborn. If you type Rome Reborn, that's the best current tour of a model of Rome right now. But they had like funding issues, and they just bailed on it, and all they have to show for it is that one video. But that was like 9 years ago. So, you know, if somebody else, like, apart from me, if I never did Rome, if somebody else does it, you know, there's probably a pretty good chance that they wouldn't do it exactly, you know, for a while. So, besides, apart from all of that, I just have to know what Rome looks like. I just have to know Rome. And after I build Rome, I could make a whole bunch of YouTube videos, really good YouTube videos. And then, yeah, that'll just carry me into finishing all the other stuff that I have. But so predictions of how long, pretty much the beginning of December now. By the end of December, I'll definitely have a good idea of how much longer it'll take to finish Rome. So I guess check in there. But I think I could finish Rome by the end of the winter for sure, and then, you know, start doing the videos. So, but that's worth it. Fuck it. At this point, as I get older, I start being like, time is no object. It's like fuck it, just throw as much time as you have to. It's kind of like if you're trying to swim across the ocean and you finally get so far out that you can't return. It's like, fuck it, let's just go ahead, go forward, push it forward. Because you know you can get there. Because you know you can get there. In my situation, I know I can finish. It's just a matter of who knows how many years. But Rome, the only way to really know what Rome looks like is by building it in Google Earth, because of like the seven hills. They're not really pronounced with the buildings if you do it the way it is now. But if you create a cartoon world on top of it, those and then build hills up on it, like houses up on top. They pronounce, and you can really get an idea of what Rome looked like, and the inspiration that people got from it, from all those hills. You know, let's build all over here with all of this building material we have. So yeah, it's fun. Oh, and what am I listening to? Well, I haven't really been listening to that much. Oh yeah, trying to do Plato and Aristotle, but Plato laws and Aristotle politics. But also, I was doing the list of medieval technology and just all the different inventions in the medieval world and listening to it. Okay, anyways, I think I've talked long enough. You can actually download my file of Rome. If you go to like education page and then you go down to like Google Earth downloads, you can download, on there, like history, you go to the history page, it'll be Rome. Just click on that and you can see, because I upload it all the time, you can see how far I am, you know. You could, one thing you could do is you could like download it every day and you can see me making progress on it. Get all excited about seeing the finished product. Okie dokie, peace out. Oh my God, did I talk for that long? See, I get carried away and I just talk forever, man. That's what you have to. I have to do a video every day. You do a video every day and you can keep the video short. Okay, peace out.